So I ordered a bunch of stuff from eBay lately, and one of them is this Cobb LED from China. Came in a plain white box with just a few barcodes on it. It's one of these famous corn cob LEDs that are known to be extremely deadly from their shock risk due to the way that they're powered. So this one came to me, and I had already put it back together, but it was just broken apart in the box like this, and you can tell it would be a lovely electrical hazard if you're trying to screw it into a live socket. And even more of an electrical hazard because it has what's known as a capacitor dropper circuit. There's no isolation between you and the mains. There's just basically a capacitor, a bridge rectifier, and a smoothing cap, and a couple of resistors. I doodled out what I found on the board. It's basically something like this. You have the hot going into the bridge rectifier, which is a bit strange. Usually you have the capacitor on the hot side, or the live, whichever you'd call it, and then the resistor as well, and it'd kind of be backwards, and the neutral would go to the bridge rectifier. But how this one works is you have the hot going into the bridge rectifier. On the neutral side, you have an 820 nanofarad polypropylene capacitor that's not polarized. And you also have a 1 megohm discharge resistor sitting under it, which is nice because you won't get a zing off of it if you turn the light off and try to touch it. Goes through the bridge rectifier, and then on the DC side you have a 2.2 microfarad capacitor at 400 volts and a 1 megohm discharge resistor for that too, which is nice. And then you have the spurious 100 ohm resistor, which looks to be a cross along with the 1 megohm resistor, but it's really hard to see because, as you can see, the traces are almost invisible with the white aluminum PCB. And after that, they basically run 69 LEDs all in series. And these LEDs are rather interesting because most 50/50 LEDs like this will have 2 or 3 different chips in them, but this one only has 1. And that makes it very unique. I've never seen one like that before. But I won't ever be able to use this bulb because the seller sent me the wrong one. This one's for UK and other countries' power, which is 230 or 240 volts. And of course, here in the United States, we only have 110 volts. But what I can do is I can power sections of it up with my DC power supply up here above. And see when since there's 6 here in series, the forward voltage, it should start conducting about 17 volts, 16, 17 volts. So you can see how bright this thing gets if I can clip them. Let's see here. That's 13 volts. It's 14 volts. It's about 15 volts, and now you can kind of see there. Oop. I don't have a good connection here. See if I can reorganize this. You can see they're just starting to conduct. And that's about 15 volts right there. So we can go up to about, there's 15. 16. I'm starting to swamp the camera out. There's 17. There's about 18 volts, and that's near maximum operating for these LEDs. One of the problems with these corn LEDs is they often run them far out of spec, and this one is no different. With this 820 nanofarad capacitor, it will run the whole cob LED at about 70. I did the calculation here. Let's see here. Yeah, they're about 74 milliamps, which is way past the rating of these. These are rated about 20 milliamps, so this bulb is going to get very hot and have a very short life expectancy. But I didn't buy this bulb to run it like that. I bought it because there's 10 of these aluminum PCBs, and then there's the 11th one on the top that has 9, so you have 6 for each, and then you have 9 up here. And you can use these in a bunch of different hobbyist projects if you want to have lighting. Each one of these sections will run on about 18 volts, as I've showed you. And when they're running on DC like that, they're pretty much perfectly safe. The only thing you need to be concerned about is making sure that they're properly heat sunk, because LEDs don't like to be run at high temperatures. They tend to die, and this one would die. So here is what the LED looks like on this specific bulb. You kind of have this big land right here for the contact, and then you have the itty bitty tiny LED. On most of the 50/50 LEDs that are sold, either have 2 or 3 chips on them like that, and they take a lot more voltage. If there was 6 of these, it would basically be double of 18 and then triple of 18. That's not what they used here, which is somewhat fortunate, because this thing would already go thermonuclear just being run by itself. So just wanted to share that with you guys. Thanks for watching.